Have you ever tried to visualize data in Python only to find yourself stuck on how to properly assign coordinates? It can be a real head-scratcher. If that sounds like you, stick around because today we are diving into how to make Matplotlib's imshow read X and Y coordinates from other Numpy arrays. I totally get it. You want to plot your data accurately, but the default behavior of imshow just doesn't cut it. You're not alone in this frustration. Many users face the same challenge when trying to customize their plots. Here's the specific question we're tackling today. One user asked, how can I make imshow assign values from my Numpy array to specific X and Y coordinates? They provided an example with two arrays for real X and Y coordinates. Sound familiar? Let's explore this together. So what's the issue here? By default, imshow uses the indices of the array for the X and Y coordinates. But when you have specific coordinates in mind, like in this case, you need a way to tell imshow to use those instead. Let's break it down. And don't go anywhere. I have a simple solution that will make your plotting much more intuitive. And trust me, you won't want to miss it. To begin, the user needs to import the necessary libraries. This includes Numpy for handling arrays and Matplotlib for plotting. They can do this by adding the following lines at the top of their script. Next, the user should define their data arrays. They need to create the main array, A, and the coordinate arrays, real X and real Y. This will allow them to plot the values at specific coordinates. Now the user can use the imshow function to plot the array A. However, they need to specify the extent parameter to map the values of real X and real Y to the axes. After plotting, the user should add a color bar to provide context for the values represented in the image. This can be done with a simple function call. Finally, the user should display the plot using the show function. This will render the image with the specified coordinates on the axes. Fun fact, did you know that the first graphical plots were created in the 1960s? Just imagine how far we've come since then. Now let's look at the answers provided by other users. An alternative approach suggests creating a function called toRaster. This function takes your X coordinates and corresponding Y values to produce a raster suitable for imshow. It computes the raster dimensions based on the minimum and maximum coordinates and allocates a matrix for the raster. Finally, it prepares the extent for imshow. That's the end of that answer. Let's see another perspective. An alternative approach shared by another user involves rescaling the y-axis to a new range. They provide a function that calculates the extent and aspect ratio based on the number of rows in your data and the desired y range. In their example, they create a data array and specify a new y range. The function adjusts the y-axis accordingly, allowing you to visualize your data with the specified coordinates. That's it for that response. Let's explore another one. An alternative approach suggested by another user involves using the extent method in imshow. They recommend setting the aspect argument of imshow to auto for it to work correctly. Here's a pro tip. Always check the shape of your arrays before plotting. This can save you a lot of headaches down the line. And there you have it. Now you can plot your Numpy arrays with the correct X and Y coordinates using imshow. If you found this video helpful, please hit the subscribe button for more tips and tricks on data visualization.